So my understanding is malicious means wrongful, intentional, without legal justification, something where that a reasonable parent would not have engaged in that conduct towards a child for any valid reason, and that the primary purpose of the act was to cause the victim unjustifiable pain and injury. Is that what you meant by malicious?
I'm going to object. It's to improper opinion, legal definition.
Overruled. You can answer, sir, if that's what you meant.
That, I wouldn't have probably given that definition verbatim, but that seems to describe it, yes.
Okay.
Mean, cruel, not called for, inappropriate, potentially harmful, or even life-threatening.
And malicious is it in the, let me ask you a question. What is the DSM-5?
The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and it's the 5th edition. It's been around since, I believe, 1952. It's produced by the American Psychiatric Association, and it attempts to list every mental disorder that can affect human beings. And it's got hundreds of diagnoses in it, and it has descriptions and the criteria you would need to meet each of those diagnoses.
And is malicious a diagnosis in the DSM-5?
No.
No. Okay. So malicious is not a psychiatric diagnosis by you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. It's really a lay opinion, correct? Because it's not a psychiatric opinion, which is what you're an expert at, correct?
It's a reflection on personality traits.
But since it's not in the DSM-5, it's fair to say it is not a psychiatric diagnosis, and that is your area of expertise, right?
Well, human behavior would be my area of expertise as well, and personality.
So I don't think you answered my question. So the question is that malicious, not being in the DSM-5, and therefore not being a psychiatric diagnosis, to opine that someone's malicious would not be a psychiatric opinion, correct? It would not require your specialty, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so that opinion is you as a layperson. That's your opinion, just as like it would be mine or anyone in the audience.
No, I'm making a clinical assessment of a parent's behavior towards their child. It's a clinical observation based on video evidence, based on other evidence, and based on working with abused children my entire career, as well as abusive parents. And malicious may be an adjective in the DSM, I don't know. We'd have to look in the index.
I looked
It may
at that.
be related to certain disorders.
I looked at it. I couldn't find it, but if you find it, please let me know. So,
Sustained. Jury is instructed to disregard counsel's comments about his efforts at finding it in the DSM manual.